Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys Escapades channel in Malaysia. Now, there was a list circulating online of a supposedly confirmed lineup of Masters of the Universe Origins figures, which included Gwildor from the 1987 live-action movie. Thing is, the list popped up on April 1st, and it could have just been a cruel April Fool's joke. But still, I decided to head back into the archives for a throwback look at the vintage Gwildor action figure. Gwildor, heroic creator of the cosmic key. Gwildor was prominently featured in the 1987 movie as this alien-like dwarf character that was in possession of an immensely powerful device known as the cosmic key, which allows its user the ability to travel between dimensions, especially between Earth and Eternia. Shockingly, Gwildor was only one of 3 action figures that were created by Mattel for the live-action movie. The other 2 were the absolutely splendid Blade and Saw-Rod action figures. It still makes me scratch my head as to how is it they ended up in a situation where only secondary characters were created for the movie tie-in toys. But if you looked deep enough, there were probably licensing issues involved. Having said that, this could be the only instance where movie tie-in toys were made that did not have any sign of the film's major characters. There wasn't even a movie He-Man and Skeletor. So, if you were to look at this assortment for what it is, Gwildor is practically the sole hero of the movie. Gwildor's face sculpt is very well done, and this is probably the largest sized head of any standard Masters of the Universe character from the toy line. I especially liked, I noticed how neat and tidy and slicked back his hair looks here, just all around. In fact, Gwildor here actually looks younger than in the movie. In the movie, he looks like about 5,000 years old. And it's like his hairstylist was imprisoned by Skeletor. Now the figure's got some innovations, especially in that the hands can turn at the wrist. Something that we practically never see on a vintage Masters figure. Yeah. Now this is to make up for the lack of articulation elsewhere on the figure because there's no waist or leg articulation. But there's a ton of detail here on his attire, alright? On his robes here, there's just a ton of sculpted bits, alright? On the top here, there's like a medallion, and are these bullet casings? They're probably like potion holders, right? And there's just more stuff here at the bottom, more stuff like surgical tools, some stuff to carry like smaller stuff in, and then there's this knot here to hold his huge belly in place. On the side here in his right pockets, there's like more stuff, alright, more stuff. Nothing here on his left pockets though. They must have run out of stuff to sculpt there. I really like the pattern here on the back of his robes. They could have just kept it plain, but they went with this really nice looking design here that really stands out. Overall, the detailing on this figure kind of saves it, alright, from being just a throwaway block of plastic. When it comes to action figures of heavily robed characters from the 80s, Gwildor follows early renditions of figures such as the Emperor from Star Wars and even Pinhead, alright, later on from the Hellraiser movies, in that his legs are sealed by the thick plastic robes, alright? It's like just imprisoned there. Only the feet are visible, alright? You don't see his legs at all. And yet, the feet are articulated, alright? I don't know why. So you can basically have him in like 2 positions here. You could have him like with his feet faced forward, straight and forward like so, or you could have him with his feet sideways, all right, like that, and then he can be like a kind of like a crazy dancing clown guy, a crazy funky dancing clown guy, Gwildor's one accessory is the cosmic key, all right. Now this thing is pretty detailed, but it's nowhere near as detailed as the version that you saw in the movie. Right? The one in the movie was just freaking intricate looking. This one is like a trident of sorts, but it does have a tip that can spin around like so. So you could sort of like simulate the fact that the cosmic key is activated, and you can have Gwildor hold it in his hands like so. Yeah, you can just have him standing there holding the thing, all right? You can't do much else with it. Just have him stand there holding the cosmic key. You can also use the cosmic key as a weapon, as a sharp weapon to stab the enemy. Die, you foul thing! Die! Gwildor has had numerous appearances in supporting media over the years, such as in various comic book stories, and since he was actually produced in the vintage toy line, and there was a spectacularly detailed figure of him that appeared in classics as well, it isn't too much of a stretch to think that Mattel is going to get around to producing him for Origins eventually. So even if that initial rumored shipping list that was being shared around was an April Fool's gag, it is still very realistic to assume that we are going to be getting a character like Gwildor in the Origins line somewhere along the way. Guys, if you want to send me suggestions and thoughts or just say hi, go ahead and drop me a DM on the official Retro Toy Escapades page on Instagram. Okay, so that's the video. Let me know what you guys think of the vintage 1987 Gwildor figure from Masters of the Universe, and I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content. Thank you and take care.